Ever since the election, we've been wondering what is President Obama and his administration going to do about the legalization of recreational marijuana, since a few states have now moved beyond just medical marijuana. And, you know, it's difficult to tell because while in his first campaign he implied that he would not go after states that have similar laws, he did. So now in his second term, what's he going to do? Thankfully, earlier today, Barack Obama came out with a statement which gave us some idea of what his priorities are going to be during his second term.
Do you think that marijuana should be legalized?
I wouldn't go that far, but what I think is that at this point, Washington and Colorado, you've seen the voters speak on this issue. And as it is, you know, the federal government has a lot to do when it comes to criminal prosecutions. It does not make sense from a prioritization point of view for us to focus on recreational drug users in a state that has already said that under state law that's legal.
Just curious, for Bill O'Reilly, was that enough fucking Christmas shot stuff? Is that okay? Barack Obama,
I
Christmas
saw a
up
holiday
there?
tree, actually. I'm offended.
That looked pretty freaking Christian, I'm just saying.
They even put George Washington in the frame,
right,
just in case.
All right, so that sounded pretty good. Here come the important caveats. He said we will not be focusing on recreational users. Now, producers and medical marijuana dispensaries, or now in Colorado and Washington, just simply marijuana dispensaries, are a different question.
Yeah.
And this is an old Obama trick where he says something that is positive that gets a lot of press, a ton of press. So everybody be like, oh, President Obama says lay off Colorado and Washington. That'll be the headlines everywhere. And then you will notice a couple of weeks later, but only you and I will notice because it won't get that much coverage at all, that in fact they're starting to say to the landlords of the dispensaries, we're going to seize your property. They're telling the governors, hey, we will sue your state and tie you up in litigation and millions of dollars in costs. Now, they have not done that yet. They have done dispensary rates in the past. They have told the governors and the landlords things like that in the past. They haven't done it yet in Colorado and Washington. Yeah. So it will be very interesting to see if the president actually follows through and leaves Colorado and Washington alone, or if he was just doing this for PR, he gets the credit for it and screws people anyway.
Yeah, well, the laws are much broader in Washington and Colorado than they are here in California. Here it's still medical marijuana. Obviously, there is widespread misuse of that law. I think we can all acknowledge that.
Come on,
in this office.
But here it's just legal, so I will be interested to see what he does. I don't care about it as much as you guys, but it seems, I mean, you're right, and there may well be raids. What's interesting about this to me is not so much what the president does, but there is an obvious conflict here. I mean, Washington and Colorado legalized it. It's illegal federally. I mean, this is. And so this is literally why we invented the Supreme Court.
That's true.
And luckily, though, the conservatives on the Supreme Court have argued for decades for states' rights.
Yeah, right. But actually,
so I'm sure they'll vote that way.
But I think they will in this case. I actually think they will. I think that will.
No, look, we don't know how each one of them is going to vote. So of course, but Scalia, as an example, has voted against states' rights on peyote cases before.
Right. Well, you know, and
he said, no, I meant states' rights for issues I believe in.
Right. States' rights. But now, but that said, there's no question that even the conservative members of the Supreme Court who believe in states' rights and delivered George Bush the White House using a peculiar interpretation of that argument. You know, obviously,
kind of like the opposite of that argument.
Yeah, the opposite, the non-states' rights argument. Obviously, there's federal interest in preventing the drug trade. So there is a unquestioned, undeniable federal claim here. Like if it was heroin, we wouldn't really be talking about this. So I don't know, but it is so obviously a decision for the Supreme Court where there is a state law and a federal law that are diametrically opposed.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact is, it's a silly law, the federal law, but it's still there.
And it's such an Obama thing to do, to say like marijuana legalization. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I smoked a lot of it when I was a kid, but I've actually locked up a ton of people under my watch for doing the same thing. So I wouldn't go that far. By the way, 500,000 people in prison today for drug use. 500,000. Now, some of them pled down, I know, right? But if they pled down to drug use, that means if they were selling it all, it was a tiny amount, right? 500,000. By the way, 10 times as many as there were in 1980.